Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Only joking. Anyway guys, in our quest to learn more about storytelling, we've learned all different kinds of mediums that can be used, which is pretty much anything. But in order to have your story told, you need to have one to begin with. A story, that is. Which is what today's episode is about, the 5 basic elements of a story. But in order to illustrate my point, I put together a little something to maybe help things along. I'll be right back.
We begin our story in the fair country of Denmark.
Hey Greg, it's me, your father, the former leader of the country. My brother, your uncle, killed me and now I'm a ghost. You must avenge me, son, avenge me! Yeah? Okay. Greg, it's me, your uncle, the current leader of the country, who took over after your father mysteriously died. I heard that you wanted to kill me, and I can't have that, so I'm going to kill you first. Yeah, okay. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I'm going to stab you with this poisoned sword. Totally a poisoned sword. Alright, here it comes. Here it goes. It's coming for you. It's gonna get you. Yeah. Ha 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 ha! I got you! Now that you're poisoned, the poison will slowly bleed into your system. Oh, you got me too! You stabbed me with another poisoned sword! Now I'm going to die! I'm dying! I'm dying! Oh, I'm dying! I'm dead. Hooray.
The end.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Alright guys, now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the 5 different elements of a story and compare it to our little play that we just did. The first element of a story are the characters. You can't have a story without anything or anyone to interact with, or else it would just be a scene, piece of scenery, piece of land, a wooden ship. It would just be boring. Characters are personas that inhabit the setting and take part in the plot of the story. And honestly, they don't have to be people. Just as long as they're active in the setting and plot, it can be pretty much anything. Animals, aliens, inanimate objects, you name it. Now, let's look at our play. How many characters did we have? Well, there was the ghost father, there was Greg, and of course, the daddy-killing uncle. So that's a total of 3 characters. Boom! That easy! Alright, let's move on to the next one. The second element to a story is the setting, the where and when our story takes place. Now, at the beginning of our little story, the narrator told us that we were in Denmark many years ago. So, let's put it together. Where? Denmark. When? Many years ago. There you go, that's the setting. Man, we are just whizzing by all of these. You'll be an expert in dissecting stories in no time. Alright guys, now the third element is the plot. The plot is the encompassing events that happen to our characters in our setting. It's pretty simple. If it happened to our characters in the setting, it's part of the plot. So in our story, we got a few things going on, but the major thing that we'll focus on is Greg. Greg trying to get revenge for his father's death. And that's pretty much the plot of this little story. Now, fourth is conflict. Conflict is the incompatibility of objectives between 2 or more people. Thanks, Wikipedia. If you wanted to go out with friends to a movie, but your mother said you had to stay home and do chores, you've got conflict. Now in our story, Greg wants to get revenge for his father's death, which would mean killing his uncle. And of course his uncle doesn't want to die, so you've got conflict. And keep in mind, you can have more than one conflict in a story. And lastly, there's resolution. The resolution is the closure of the conflict. Most stories have a resolution, but some don't. We won't cover it in this video because it gets a little too complicated, especially for our story, but just keep in mind, you don't need to have a resolution, though it usually helps. The resolution in our story is Greg finally getting the vengeance that he wanted, even though he had to pay for it with his life. Alright, we just broke down our story. And yes, if you guys didn't already guess it, that was a very, very, very abridged version of Hamlet by William Shakespeare. There are so many more characters, plot points, and conflicts that I don't think I could have fit into this one tiny video. I would need weeks to dissect all that. But, in general, I mean, that's the gist of Hamlet. Or The Lion King, if you swap Denmark for Africa and the protagonist doesn't die. Think about it. So now you can impress all your family and friends by breaking down Hamlet for them, and even showing them the similarities between one of Disney's most beloved treasures and one of Shakespeare's plays. We're just gonna call it a play, okay? Look at you, you smarty pants. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for now. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave a like. And if you're new to my channel and want to keep up with the videos I put out, go ahead and hit subscribe. And I'm sure there's quite a bit of stuff over here, so go ahead and check them out if you feel like. Or don't, I'm not the police, it's your life. And hey, now that you've stuck around for this long, maybe you'd like to see this blooper reel. It's coming for you, it's gonna get you.
Whoa! At your poison, the poison will slowly bleed into your system
And yes, if you already didn't guessed it, I can't speak today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying so hard. Or don't, I'm not the police, it's your life. Okay, hopefully that worked.